Minnie, what are you doing here? I'm Choco's buddy, Kupo. He knows what we need to do. Let's dig around some more, Kupo. It's tougher to dig in bottom of lagoon than it is in forest. We can only dig the shallow parts. Choco doesn't like to go deep in water. So the area is limited, Kupo. Okay, so I'll make it half time, half price. That's nice of you. How do I get off Choco? Oh, I don't get off Choco. Ask Choco. Oh, I see. Because you can't talk to him now. Oh my god. So much digging just for greens. Are you serious? Where is this? Wow, what a great game that was. Bowser for another $10. Holy cow. Why hasn't Square released a Let's Play or a LP of orchestrated Final Fantasy music called Vinyl Fantasy? Literally leaving money on the ground. Also, they set up Final Fantasy X prequel with Final Fantasy X story and then made a sequel. I mean, you're not wrong. I have a lot to say about 10-2 once we get there, about how the whole point of the series is to not have sequels, and then they made a sequel. But we'll get to that when we get there. In terms of music, Square actually has a lot of stuff going on with their music that some people don't know about. They have like Spotify playlists and stuff. And they like the orchestra travels all over. So, something we were talking about the other day is how people were saying like Square Enix might be the next company that Sony buys. And I was saying how like I would be very, very surprised if Microsoft or Sony bought Square Enix. Because Square Enix isn't just a game company. They have a lot of different sectors to their company. And one of the biggest sectors is their music sector. They do a lot with their music. It's not just a gaming company anymore. It's not that they're too big. They're not worth as much as you think, but it's just big in terms of like what they encompass, yeah. Like money-wise, no, but yeah. There's too much going on that they're not interested in. Sony and Microsoft are trying to buy companies to expand their gaming scope. Square Enix only one small part of their, well, not small, but one part of their company is gaming. So they're looking more at like Capcom and companies that are literally just gaming companies, so they can just add it to their Game Pass. That's really what they're looking for. Looking to expand their portfolio and have something in their Game Pass that the other one doesn't. Because Game Passes are the future of gaming, unfortunately. Well, I say unfortunately, but really it's not that unfortunate. It's good and bad. It might be really bad for the industry, honestly. Companies already have to barely work on their games to sell them. If every game is just in a Game Pass at this point, it's going to be even worse. They don't really have to like make good games anymore because you just own Game Pass and they get their money no matter what. Photograph piece. Like, so right now, companies really don't have to work too much on their game because they can just push patches after the game's released. And so it's gotten to the point now where games are just unfinished messes and they just fix them later and then get praised anyways. But it's going to get even worse if every game is on a Game Pass. Then they get their money from Microsoft just for putting the game on the Game Pass. Doesn't even have to be good. As long as they make Microsoft happy, they don't really have to make their customers happy because they're not selling copies. They're just on Game Pass. So if we get to the future where like pretty much Microsoft has Game Pass and Sony has Sony Game Pass and Nintendo has Nintendo Game Pass, then it might make the actual developers even worse than they are now. You bring up a good point, Darth. If there is any company that would buy Square Enix, it would be Sony, because Sony actually does have quite a big scope. I mean, Microsoft does too, but like I said, the reason that Microsoft is buying up companies isn't because they want to branch into new developments. They just want games for Game Pass. That's why they're buying things. And I would suppose Sony's doing the same, but I could be wrong. They could be looking to expand their horizons, but I doubt it. Which is why I doubt they'll buy Square Enix. But who knows? Who knows what the future holds? But Square Enix is a huge company that encompasses many different things in Japanese culture, and I don't think Sony is ready to take that plunge, or wants to take that plunge at all. They just want games to compete with Microsoft. Could you imagine Sony trying to, like, balance that? Nice. Yeah, I like this one much more than the other one. It's much easier to... Ah, there's one away. Much easier to dig stuff, and it's a lot quicker. Yeah, I don't see Nintendo going on a buying spree. Nintendo has never been one for too much third-party support. Just look at every console they've ever released. That's like the opposite of what they do. Let's go on one tooth. It's tedious, yet somehow really fun. It's kind of addicting. It's like a mobile game. Nice. Don't give them ideas. Check. Mod check. How's it going, Balthazar? I don't know why I said how's it going. You've been here for a while. You just tagged me, so I said how's it going. Tedious, isn't that the protagonist of Final Fantasy X? No, that's Tedious. Uh, do not worry. We'll get there. We'll be starting 10 soon. And I can talk about how you're all wrong and Titus is the best character ever. Not really. I do like him though. I like the concept of Titus. I don't like him as much. But the concept of Titus is very good. He does have the best laugh, yeah. Pretty good laugh. Yeah, isn't that such a better character? The guy that wants to take a selfie with you every 5 seconds, isn't that so much better than Titus?
It's time, bro. The sauce. Could it be? Oh, it is. The sauce. The sauce.
I'll be interested to see if anyone has like some real thoughts as to the negative sides of Titus, because like every person I've ever talked to that says they hate Titus and I ask them why, it's always surface level. It's always he's annoying, or you know, he does that laugh thing, so he's the worst character ever. It's not usually deeper than that, which, hey, it's fine to hate a character on surface level, but doesn't mean they're a bad character, it just means you don't like them. How's it going, Nasal? Wait. I like the concept of him, but I don't like him, is what my ex-girlfriend told her friends after we broke up. Feels relationship, man. I like the idea of a relationship, but I don't want to put in any of the effort. Every high school relationship ever. I just want to tell my friends I'm in a relationship. 50 gil. Excellent. It's kind of a troll when it's back here. Hey guys, I am super handsome American man. Relationships are for expanding your empire. Good lord, what date is it today? What year are we in? I will say, I like the smaller area to search in, but it does make it a lot more tedious. You don't have that, like, trying to get a chain going feel of the first one. Instead, it's like, find 2 things, reset every time. Getting a chain isn't really going to happen. It might actually once I get, like, a really high level beak, but... Hello? Mostly he's unbelievably stupid. I understand he's supposed to be the player insert character who is unfamiliar with the world, but he goes so far as to mispronounce things intentionally seconds after he's told them and whine a lot. He could be more deep and introspective like he is sometimes. Oh, so you're saying he's me. No wonder you hate him. Now it makes sense. Now I get it. Darth, think of the $10. Titus, best Final Fantasy character ever, fight me. No, I actually get that a lot. That makes a lot of sense. I think he does take it too far sometimes. And that's like the part of him that I don't like. That's when I say like, I like him, but he's not my favorite character, like that's why. Because I think they do play it up too much several times in the game. Like, I feel like it's totally okay at the start. He's like, and I don't want to say too much because we're about to play the game, but at the start, he's literally just plucked out of his life and thrown into, like, another life. And so for him to be, like, completely over the top makes sense to me. I think I'd be the same way. I think I'd be delusional for the first several parts of the game. Like, I mean, there's even some parts where he's like, this is probably a dream, so I'm just gonna be, like, goofy. You know what I mean? Like, he's straight up, like, delusional for the first while. And that I totally get. But I do think, like, when we've already established a ton of the stuff in the game, and he's still, like, Macarena Temple, like, you know, that's a bit much. Like, at that point, it's like, okay, dude, get with the program. So yeah, I agree. Dude, I love the Sin's Toxin line. It's so funny. It's so relatable. That Sin's Toxin line is one of my favorite lines. It's so relatable. Like, you would totally do the same thing if you were given this, like, free out. You're given this free excuse to just be an idiot. Like, of course you're gonna take it. Like, everyone's looking at you, and that you have, like, this free excuse. You might in the moment be like, I wouldn't be like Titus. I wouldn't take the easy way out. But dude, I know I would. In that instance, I totally would. And that's a great way to, like, grab a hold of the player and make them kind of responsible, make you feel like you're in the moment, because you feel like you'd do the same thing. There's just a lot of really great setups with Titus. Like, a lot of really great setups with this character that makes you feel like you're involved in the game. And then, you know, Macarena Temple kind of takes you out of it, so. Yeah, I feel it. Definitely. I don't think people give him enough credit. Give him enough credit for how much good writing Titus does have, for all the bad writing. He also has a lot of really genius writing. Honestly, I would argue that Yuna is the main character. Yuna's the main character, and you're just living her world. You're watching the main character through someone else's eyes. I think that's kind of the way 10 works. It's a weird way to experience the story, but I think it's really unique. It's like Yuna's the main character, but you don't play it through her eyes. You watch through Titus's eyes. That makes it, like, really interesting. You watch the game unfold, but you feel like you don't have control over it. It's kind of like the scene where, like, Cloud gives the black materia to Sephiroth. Like, even though you're supposed to be Cloud, you have, like, no control over him, and that's how it feels a lot of the time in 10. It's like you don't have control over Yuna's decisions, and you feel like you feel it just like Titus. You're like, I want to control this, but I can't, kind of thing. Yeah, Auron is a genius character. He's like this all-knowing being that you would normally, like, find somewhere and they'd give you advice, but instead he follows you the entire game. It's great, like... He's like that karate master that tells you to go on your journey, but then he comes with you. It's great. Yeah, it's like Gandalf. He's a lot like Gandalf, yeah. A lot like Gandalf. See you guys. Have a great weekend. Some of the character design is just so smart in 10. Like, Lulu is one of the smartest characters ever. Because Titus kind of has to be goofy. And Waka kind of has to be goofy. And Yuna kind of learns to be goofy. And then Riku is also goofy. So it's like you have all these goofballs in the party. What a great foil to, like, all the goofiness in the party. Like, Lulu is like the ultimate foil to all the goofiness, and she's, oh, it's genius. Every time she talks, everyone stops talking. It's great. She sets them all straight. It's like perfect. What a smart character, you know. They really knew what they were doing with the party. What? Where is this? Holy crap. Unfortunately, she has kind of like the weakest story, minus maybe Kamari. Oh, even Kamari. Unfortunately, Lulu's story, again, I don't want to spoil too much, so don't say too much now, because we're literally just about to play it. But Lulu's story kind of happens after the game a bit. You kind of have to use your imagination for Lulu's story. We don't get to see it, but she kind of lives it afterwards, you know. We get a little bit of her by learning, like, her past, and then that's kind of it until the story's already over. Her as a character in the party is great. Her as a character, like, you know, character development wise, not so much. But she reminds me a lot of, like, some of the other characters where the whole point is that she doesn't change. The whole point is that she's the same character from the beginning to the end. Because she's the rock of the party, you know? So I don't really mind that she doesn't change. But I do wish there was a bit more with her. Because after the one part you get with her, she's kind of just there. I'm okay with her not changing, but I wish I got a little bit more of her story. Right? Instead, it's Titus' story. This is my story. So I agree. Need a little more with her. Okay, so let's take a look at the chocograph. Wow, only got one. Two, but I can't do this one yet. Alright, I'll just do a bit more hot and cold and then call it. Be a good place to stop. We can do all the world map stuff. Start next time. I got too close to Sin's toxins and I should see if I can find like a good version of that line that doesn't have any background noise. I got too close to Sin and you can make fun of Final Fantasy X script as much as you want, but heck if it's not memorable. It's so memorable. And maybe it's just because it's the first fully voice acted one, but man, there's just so many memorable quotes. Thank you for the $5, Balth. Death misses Excalibur 2 by 5 minutes because of bad chocobo luck here. Oh no, we already missed it like quite a bit. I'm really excited to do Excalibur 2 playthrough, though. If you missed it before, the plan is... So, this is all we're doing for Fantathon, obviously. Just gonna do the post-game and that's it. But for Trophy Quest, Final Fantasy IX, the PS4 version, is on Trophy Quest. Which means we get to play through the whole game again with the cheats and... do all like 100% everything and stuff, so that'll be fun. And then after that, for like a final, I mean not finale, because I'm sure I'll do like Final Fantasy IX mods and stuff too at someday. But kind of a finale for vanilla Final Fantasy IX. I want to do an Excalibur 2 playthrough on original disc. Something I've always wanted to do is learn how to do that. You can do it on the PS4 version, but it's easier, so I want to do it legit. So at some point we'll do that. And I'm sure down the road we'll do like some mods and stuff too. This definitely will not be the end of Final Fantasy IX, that's for sure. A lot more I want to do with it. Yeah. That's the thing, though. Like, I don't think the voice acting is bad at all in 10. But the script writing is here and there. Some of it's memeable, some of it's good. But it's not, you know, Resident Evil, where it's memorable because of how bad it is. If it's bad, it's because of the script. I know some people don't like Titus's voice actor, that's fine, but he's not a bad voice actor. He's done a lot of other great voices. And characters like Seymour are amazing. If you think Seymour's voice acting is bad, then I don't know what to tell you. It's fantastic. Auron is really good. Yuna, I mean, I think I'm biased. If you said that you didn't like Yuna's voice acting, I'd believe you. I like it, but I think I'm biased. Yeah, I've heard Seymour's Japanese voice actor, and yeah, it does kind of put the English to shame. It's really good. But that's kind of common. It's kind of a common occurrence, unfortunately. One thing I can say about Final Fantasy X's voice acting is the audio quality is not great. There's multiple times where characters are too loud, too soft. There's like popping, like it's kind of bad. Like some of Titus's lines are like, what in the world? Like the Macarena Temple line is fine, but then that like "ai" he does, like what in the world? How do they how do they screw that line up so bad? It sounds weird. Holy cow! Live stream. I'm allergic to your donation. Holy cow. Excalibur 2 run, you say? I like the sound of that. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna do it. Legit. On PS1. I'm gonna learn how to do it. Something I've always wanted to do as a kid whenever I realized it was a thing. You know, like I said before, I love the idea of having an ingrained speedrun mechanic in a game. And it's not just because I like speedrunning. It's just that, like, that's the ultimate test of being good at a game. Especially an RPG, is to, like, be able to do it fast because you have to, like, go in with a plan and not screw up anything. And in order to play an RPG fast, you have to be good at the RPG and strong and know the mechanics. Like, so it's the ultimate test. And it's so cool when a game actually ingrains that into the gameplay and it's not just a leaderboard on the internet. It's like the game actually expects you to do it. It's just really, really cool. It's just awesome. And, you know, at this time, speedrunning was still a very niche thing. So for them to include something like that, it's just beyond cool to me. So I want to experience it for myself. Where is it? 24-hour stream, baby. Yeah, I don't know how, I mean, it's game time, so you can save, so you don't have to do it all in one stream, but who knows? Who knows what we'll be doing at that time, if I actually have time to do it all stream or not. At that point, Fantathon will be over, we'll be on to our next marathon, probably be doing RPG Let's Plays again. Well, we will be, definitely, unless there's something else crazy going on. I'll still be doing the jump rope game. Don't tell me that. Alright. I'm getting hungry, and when you're sick, you should eat when you're hungry. It's very important. Do-do-do. And this is a perfect time, because we'll go out and do some chocographs next time. So, next week will be full late game party. We are going to be moving on to something very, very special. We are going to be jumping into the Final Fantasy VII 1.0, and we're going to be defeating the debug fight for the first time ever. So that is going to be a very, very special moment. But for now, we got to say goodbye to YouTube for Fantathon. So, thank you so much for watching Fantathon. Hope you enjoyed the finale of Final Fantasy IX's story. I appreciate you guys putting up with my sickness. I did not want to have to postpone this or anything. The show must go on. As long as I can sit here and play, we're here. But sorry if I sound a little nasally today. I appreciate you guys so much, and we will see you back here for the Final Fantasy IX post-game in the next episodes. We'll see you there. Thank you so much again. I appreciate it. I love you. Catch you in the next episodes. Peace.